So build your portfolio website and you've got all your projects lined up, but you're not getting any interview calls, you're not getting any DMs, or you're not getting website visits. Nobody is interested to look at your portfolio website now that you've deployed it. There are a few reasons why that is happening. And in this video, I want to discuss about all those reasons. There are specifically 6 points that I can think of why your website is not getting visitors or why hiring managers are not reaching out to you, even if you have your portfolio website in place. Let's discuss those points and let's get down to the details and how you can fix up all those points to increase your chances of visibility and more people visit your website. So let us start. And the first point is you're not providing enough value or you're not providing value at all through your personal website. Now, your personal website, like I've said already in a lot of other videos as well, is a digital playground of yourself. Treat it like your own personal playground where you can be your own self and you provide immense value in whatever domain you're in. For example, if you're a backend engineer, you have to write a lot of blogs around backend engineering so that your site actually ranks in Google. Now, there is something called as domain authority. Now, if I go to this website, authority checker, manuarora.in, you'll see I've got a domain authority of 43, which is not much though, but it ranks decently. And I'll tell you how it ranks. I'll check it backlink checker and I'll see all of the backlinks that I've been getting for this website. For example, AceStitch is giving me a backlink, that is my own product. GitHub is there, Mentor Cruise, Sanity also has one of my backlink there. There are all the other websites which I'm being referred at. That is where you share your portfolio. For example, places like Product Hunt and Peer List will give you a nice backlink. Now, backlinks will help your website grow and it will rank better. For that, you'll need to have immense value in your portfolio. For example, if I give you an example of a portfolio website of this person, now I still can't pronounce it, but luckily we have
Chánh
this.
đại.
Chan. So he's doing a lot of great work onto his portfolio website. I'll come to design later, but I want to discuss this part of it. The components, for example, slide to unlock. Now, this is a value add. Chan is teaching how you can add this component to your website. Now, he's a design engineer, I'm assuming, but if you're a backend dev or a DevOps guy, you can provide value in terms of blogs. You can write content onto your website. So if you go to blogs, slide to unlock, and he'll tell you exactly how to do it. That is one way of providing value. I've been telling it to almost everyone. Have a labs page, have a components page, or have a blog page onto your website wherein you can write content or either post videos or do anything around sharing content so that people can benefit from it. Now, this separate slide or for example, React Wheel Picker can rank on its own. People can search for React Wheel Picker and Chan's website can show up. That is how this guy builds authority, and that is how people can reach out to him if he has a contact me or something like that built by NCDI. People can follow him up on places like Peerlist or X or LinkedIn, wherever. Crux is that you have to provide a lot of value, and it can be through blogs or components if you're a front-end dev, or sharing knowledge onto your personal website. For that, you have to have a dedicated page for it. This is really important because nobody is going to visit your website just for the looks of it. If you're just dumping projects and making it a resume website, nobody is going to visit it because it is not interesting. 1,000 other people are doing it the same way that you are doing it. Hiring managers or recruiters have an eye for details, have an eye for uniqueness. They'll find that. But if your website is not being able to stand out, you're not going to get more opportunities. You're going to just be similar to all the other websites which are already out there in the market. Point number one, provide more value. You are not providing, that is why you're not getting calls. Second problem that a lot of people face is they are showing projects and not stories. Now, what most people do is they create a project, they dump the GitHub link, and they pick a screenshot which is not showable, I would say, or not fancy enough for people to catch their eyes or for the projects to catch people's eyes. It's not that fancy. You have to put in a lot of time and efforts into packaging your product as well. Just dumping GitHub links and plain raw screenshots won't work. You have to tell a story. For example, if you build a project around component library, what problem did you solve? What uniqueness does it bring? Or what impact did it have? This can be numbers. So in order to convey a story, you have to first package it really well. So the first thing that you have to show into your portfolio website, for example, Chan is doing, definitely not this because he's positioning for content. Ram does it really beautifully. Either experience where you have worked, what technologies you've used, that is fine. Recruiting managers do care about them, and your projects that you're building. Ram does it really well. He's packaged it really nice. All his screenshots are on point. These are not dumb screenshots that he just clipped it from a website and put it up there. He has put in some time. Shots dot so se aap kar sakte ho ye. Make your screenshots fancy, have a title, have a brief description about what the project does, and have a live link of the website so that people can, actually go out and check. This is what helps you stand out from the rest, because rest are just putting in basic screenshots. It is not appealing enough. Nobody is interested. Hiring managers won't be interested if it is not solving all these problems. You have to tell what problem you're solving. You have to have some uniqueness to your projects. Like I said in the previous video, if it is a clone project also, you can have a uniqueness factor by targeting it towards a different niche and making the project in such a way that it stands out even though it is a clone. You can do that with niching it down. And what impact does it have? What are the analytics of those projects? What numbers you are dealing with communicates a lot about your story. This problem will be solved if you put in a little more effort going the extra mile so that you can stand out from the crowd. Getting a lot of calls and getting a lot of DMs is directly proportional to putting in a lot of efforts into crafting your portfolio website so that it stands out from the rest of the crowd. You are just differentiating yourself from a lot of the other people which are out there who are not doing that amount of work, and you are going to do that amount of work just to stand out from the rest of the crowd. So show more stories and not just projects. Put in your heart into it. Package it really well so that you can sell yourself as a candidate for the job. Third part, and I'm really bullish on that, is your design looks like it is 2015. Now, a lot of people will say that design don't matter, design is not something that you do, but eventually if you want to sell yourself as an engineer or someone who's looking out for jobs in this market where jobs are very scarce, you'll have to put in a lot of time into designing really good websites. For example, if you take a look at Ram's website, looks really good, really simple, really decent, but the lot of micro interactions that he has, for example, these tool tips or this contribution graph, even the blogs part that you see which he's sharing, it looks really good. It is a good decent looking blog. That is what helps you stand out from the rest of the crowd. There is some transition error Rambai that you need to fix, but if you go to the design part of it, it looks really good. It looks balanced. Typography is right, spacing is right, alignment is right, and it is restrictive to a space. Now all these points of great design is covered into Ram's portfolio. That is what I also wanted to talk about. Design is not just fancy gradients and picking up the latest tech stack. It is spacing, typography, white spaces, and a lot of good design principles. Now, these are all the things which are required when I talk about good design. Take a reference from a lot of websites which are already there, portfolio websites. I'm sure if you Google or if you go to dribble.com, you'll be able to find great looking websites that you can pretty much copy and change it to your needs. But it has to have these points cleared. Once it is aesthetic on the eye, you have greater chances of converting. You have greater chances of people reaching out to you. Given that you're doing this is the most important thing. And I want to really focus on this part, because if you're providing enough value, all of the other points are just going to act as a catalyst for you to improve your portfolio, and your chances of getting noticed by a lot of people will drastically increase. People like me are going to talk about your portfolio into my videos, and it will give you more traction. For example, Ram is there, Chan is there. Both of their websites are really great, really well designed, especially Chan's website. If you see white space, and I've talked about his website quite a lot of times, really great white spaces, really great layout. For example, blogs, for example, this, it is really aesthetic on the eye, perfect amount of white spaces, perfect amount of layout, everything is how it is supposed to be. For example, this little blip here means he's currently working here, or whatever. Rightly aligned hover states, spaces, even the attention to detail on this one, the rings right here, all of these things add up to a great design. And design can make or break your website. I really like how this design came out to be, and I'm really bullish on this portfolio. And by the way, this is open source, so you can fork this, make your own changes, and have this template. But again, make sure you stand out, because this has a higher authority than yours, and you'll have to make something or provide enough value through your work. Your website eventually stands out. Again, moving on to the next part or the next point, which is, now it's not interactive or memorable. What I mean by interactive or memorable is, I'll talk about two parts: interactivity and memorability. First, interactive. Why it has to be interactive? Because if you look at Chan's website, small little micro interaction details, for example, the tool tips, they matter. For example, the recruiter might not know what is this loop back. Even I didn't know what the logo stands for. Tooltips would help. Small little micro interaction details would definitely help. For example, this adds to the design. Micro interactions through motion or GSAP or any other technology will always enhance your website, given the fact that you're using it tastefully. Now, if you stuff motion or if you stuff Eternity UI components into your website, it won't look good. It has to be tasteful and it has to be at the right place. Now, this open source contributor creating with code, now he might be doing 10 different things with his portfolio. Stuffing 10 different things here might not be the right idea. Motion or micro interaction is the right way to go about it, because he's able to convey all of these things through this little animation. And this is what taste is. This is what is meant by using animations tastefully or micro interactions tastefully. He could probably do the same thing with this part of the portfolio as well, but he's done it really beautifully here. Now, if you go to any other part of his website, let me see where he has got micro interactions. For example, if I go to blogs, preview code, I think this is a shard scene tab, but there is a subtle animation which is going on here as well. Again, proof of work or testimonial built in, which is again a nice addition. But you see, this component itself, it's great. Also, you've got this at the bottom. Not sure if you're able to see this, was my video tile, but there is a small toast here. Again, this is a Shartsian toast or Sonner toast. Have all these micro interactions and detailing into your page wherever it is tasteful. Not sure if Ram has his. Ram has his memorability thing. For example, this makes it memorable. I mean, now I remember Ram's portfolio through this little logo which is got here. If I move the pointer here, the logo follows there. This is a small little memorable detail that I might remember or might recall from Ram's portfolio. You have to have something, for example, this Spotify plugin which he has. Not everyone has it, but it's not that common as well. It is, I've seen it before, but I'm assuming if he's listening to some music, it'll show up here. This is a memorable detail. This is something not everyone is doing. This can help you stand out as well. So micro interactions add up and it makes your site memorable. It does both of the things, and you can do it with either motion or GSAP or vanilla CSS animations and keyframes. It's up to you. Have one or two or three little micro interactions detailed onto your website, which can help it stand out. Ultimately, the goal is to make your website stand out so that it stands out from all the others which are doing the same thing. I can go on and show you really bad portfolio website, but I don't want to punch down or do any sort of negative thing here. I want to show you only good things. So even if you go to my portfolio website, small little details like this gradient on the left and the right will add up eventually, or this animation on hover, this can also add up. I straight up provide value through blogs. Wow, that's a different photo that I have here. Nice. But yeah, projects and blogs and small micro interact. For example, other cool things that I do. Again, Chun does it better than me. This was built in like 2018, 19. I'm not even sure. But I used to do all of these things back then. Great way for me to showcase what all things that I do. Again, micro interactions can add up. It can make your website really good. Cool. Moving on to the next point. Now, I see this mistake with a lot of websites or a lot of portfolio websites, that people do not position themselves right. For example, what they try to do is they position this website for freelancing or for jobs, or even they just dump their another resume here and call it a portfolio website. You have to decide what your portfolio website is doing. Do you want it for freelancing, or do you want it to get more jobs, or do you want to just dump your resume? I don't even think this should be the case, so I'll just do this. You should position yourself as either getting a freelance project from your portfolio website or getting jobs from your portfolio website. Depending upon the theme of your website, you'll get calls accordingly or you'll get DMs accordingly. Now, for that to happen, you have to position yourself right. You cannot just say that you are a front-end dev. Now, this is a very generic term. Or you cannot say you are a backend dev. A lot of other people are doing the same. You have to position yourself like a front-end React dev with an eye for design, or a Node.js dev building scalable solutions. Cool. You see the difference? It is easier for me to skim this guy than this guy. Front-end dev is a generic term, back-end dev is a generic term, DevOps dev or DevOps guy is a generic term. You have to niche it down. You have to position yourself as an expert in a field. For example, if you're a React dev, you have to position yourself as a React dev, write a lot of React blogs, create a lot of React components, or talk about React performance and how you can improve React performance and how optimized your code is. You have to talk about all of these things, and that is called niching down or positioning yourself as the right guy. It's not about who you are, but what you can do for them. For example, if I'm running a company, I need a UI guy who can convert Figma to code. I'm not looking for a front-end dev. I'm looking for someone who is good at converting Figma to code. So you can write something like converting Figma to code within minutes. A guy who converts Figma to code within minutes. That will have more chances of you getting similar kind of job roles than just writing a front end dev. You have to position yourself as an expert in your own field by niching down, and that will be more beneficial. Now, people think that if they generalize, they'll have more chances. Reality is quite the opposite. If you niche down, you'll have more chances in your relative field. So that's what you have to do. You have to niche down a lot. You have to position yourself correctly, and that has to show into your portfolio website as well. Write all these things, create things around these. If you're looking for a React job, I'm not expecting you to write Svelte code. So I'm not interested in a project that you build which is in Svelte or Angular or Vue. If you're looking for a job in React, build React project. If you're trying to get a job in backend or Node.js or Ruby on Rails framework, for example, build projects in that, share value around those technologies, and talk about those things a lot onto your portfolio website. And eventually you'll get more traffic, you'll get more authority, you'll speak volumes about Ruby on Rails instead of just talking about backend development. So if you want to get jobs this way, you have to specifically niche down. Your portfolio website has to show that. Cool. Moving on to the last point, which is also a great point in my opinion, which is you're not treating it like a product. Now your portfolio website has to be your product. It has to be a SaaS application that you have to treat. You have to have these Spotify plugins, you have to have these components, because again, you want to position yourself as an expert, and you have to treat it like a product. Once you start treating it like a product, the good thing that happens is you start worrying about the small little details, and you consider your portfolio website as a craft rather than just dumping your resume, dumping some random screenshots and expecting to magically land clients or land, hiring recruiters messages or jobs eventually. You have to treat it like a SaaS product. And in case if you want to treat it like a SaaS product, take a look at Froston's work. Froston, his name is Austin, by the way, Austin Malerba, if I'm pronouncing it right. His website is a collection of such helpful snippets that you can learn entire motion and React from just his portfolio website. Now he's positioned it really well. He just talks about his work and it is amazing. So if I go to any of Froston's components, for example, this, he'll just redirect me to his Slack and he'll give me a sandbox link to it. I can't reach code sandbox somehow, but Froston has got a lot of examples, a lot of work that he has done, and it speaks volumes. Right below the work, there is testimonials from people or comments on his tweets. This is a great example of how you position your website as a product. This is a learning digital playground. For that, you need to treat it like a SaaS product, and it has to say it like that. Now, for that, you'll have to have analytics in place. You'll have to have CTAs in place. You'll need to track everything. That comes under analytics only. But for example, tools like PostHog will help you track those analytics. You have to see where the user is dropping, what are they actually visiting, what all are the pages that are getting the maximum traction, and how you can optimize the pages which are not getting traction. You'll have to write case studies of what is working, what is not working. Eventually, you'll have to have things like let's get on a call with a Calcom link. All of these things are a part of SaaS ecosystem. For example, if I have H20 UI Pro, I have all these things in place. I've got analytics, I've got, get on a call and stuff like that. You'll have to treat your portfolio website like a SaaS application. If at all you're willing, or if you're thinking of getting messages from recruiters, people should be able to talk to you in no time. For example, Ram has this. I'm not sure if he's got a link to get on a call, but you should be approachable. Don't make the recruiter wait or click on some email address for them to draft an email. Even a simple chatbot could do it for you. You should be one click away from your potential client or recruiter in order to, capture their attention and do the maximum that you can onto your portfolio website. For that, you'll have to track everything. You'll have all these things sorted in place. And once you treat it like a product, you'll eventually start getting more and more job offers, or, more and more job interview calls. I won't say job offers, but interview calls. Everything of all these things depend on the fact that you have got project, plus you have value to provide, plus you have skills. Now, all these things depend upon this simple fact that you have the baseline for it. आपकी नींव बैठी हुई है. जिसके ऊपर अगर आप ये सारी चीजें करोगे तो आई कैन अश्योर यू दैट you'll get interview calls in no time if you're doing all of this. Now that's a lot of work. I won't say it's not easy, or you can, there are some shortcuts to it. All raw work, all dedicated directional work that you have to do. This will give you a blueprint of what you have to do with your portfolio website. If you follow these set of points, I can assure you, you'll get interview calls, you'll get clients, however you want to position it, and you'll be making a lot more with your portfolio website rather than just brainlessly adding things to your website with no direction in place. This video will give you direction. Given the fact that you have, or prerequisite that you have all of these things into place, all of these points will help you become someone who's approachable, basically. Someone who can, talk to people, who's confident. ये सारी चीजें करो भाई, and in no time you'll start getting calls, you'll start getting interviews. You'll have to put in a lot of value and knowledge so that your website becomes shareable. If something becomes shareable, it gets more eyeballs, it gets more traction, it gets you more opportunities. सारा visibility का खेल होता है, सारा गेम ही ट्रैक्शन और अटेंशन का है. अगर आपकी वेबसाइट किसी को दिख रही है 100 लोगों को, आपका गोल होना चाहिए एक आपसे बात करे. अगर 1000 को दिख रही है तो आपसे 5 बात करें, 5 में से आपको एक कन्वर्ट करना. सिंपल मैथमेटिक्स. ये सारी चीजें करो भाई. एंड विद दिस लेट्स रैप अप दिस वीडियो. नाउ थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वाचिंग दिस वीडियो. डू लाइक दिस video and do comment about what part of the video you like the most. With this video, I want to announce that we are also announcing a giveaway. Top 3 comments on this video will get a t-shirt from AceStitch, which is our t-shirt store that we have. We are also launching hoodies soon and new designs. Top 3 comments on this video will pick randomly from this video. So do comment and we'll give away a t-shirt to each of the 3 winners. We'll announce a giveaway soon. So do comment on this video about what you liked about this video. Do like the channel. Do subscribe to the channel. The only criteria for the giveaway is do comment, do subscribe to the channel, and do like this video. We'll randomly pick 3 winners and we'll give away the 3 t-shirts that we have. And we'll be doing this giveaway in every video. So make sure you comment on our videos and we'll be happy to, give away 3 of our t-shirts. We love our t-shirts, man. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. तब तक के लिए भाई जय हिंद. बहुत काम करो. ये अपने 5 पॉइंट्स पोर्टफोलियो वाले सुधार लो. 5 से 6 पॉइंट्स. 5 ही है क्या? 6 है. So 6 points sudharo bhai, you'll get a lot more traction, you'll get more job offers, you'll get more clients, freelance client opportunities. And I'll see you in the next one. Jai Hind, bahut kaam karo.